today is another video. I am Humphrey Ngala, the Captain Ngala, and today's video, as I had promised, we are going to talk about the fundamental analysis. The last time we talked about technical analysis, and if you haven't watched the previous video, guys, go and watch the previous video. If you are a returning subscriber, kindly like, share, subscribe for more and more videos. Let's go now. Today we want to talk about fundamental analysis. We are not going to waste time. We are just going to start with immediate effect. The fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis. This is one of the type of forex analysis that we have. We had talked about technical analysis. Now today we want to talk about fundamental analysis. What is fundamental analysis? What comes to your mind if you hear or if you hear someone talking about fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis is very simple. It is just a way of looking at the forex market by analyzing economic, social, and political forces that may affect the current prices. That one is all about fundamental analysis. This is just you look for the forex market, or you analyze the forex market by analyzing the economic, social, and political forces that may affect current or currency prices. Let us write it. It is a way of looking at the forex market, by analyzing economic, social, and political forces that may affect currency prices. That's all about the fundamental analysis, guys. Sorry guys. No, just a minute. I don't know what's happening. Let me remove these ones, then we move on by force by fire. This is what I wanted to move. Then you can read it. Now there's something I don't always love theory so much. Now we just go direct to what you need to know as a trader, because that one is what is important. What are the types of news that you will be looking at? What are the type of the news you will be looking for you to help you to analyze the fundamental analysis? The first news is called the CPI news. The first news, it is a very powerful news. The first news you should be looking at is the CPI news, which is the consumer index, the consumer price index. The consumer price index. That one is the first news you should be looking at. The second news you should be looking at is the industrial production. Is the industrial production. Let me write it. The industrial production. Industrial production. The third news you should be looking at is the gross domestic product. Gross domestic product. Gross domestic product. That one is the third news you should be looking at. And the fourth one you should be looking at is the retail sales. The retail sales. The retail sales. Guys, without wasting time, these are the type of news you should be looking at when somebody tells you about fundamental analysis. When you hear someone talk about fundamental analysis, what should come to your mind is the consumer price index, is the industrial production, gross domestic production, and the retail sales. You just look at this type of news and how they affect the currency pair you are about to trade. Without that, don't enter into the market without looking at which type of news do we have today and how are they going to affect my trade. It is very, very important because consumer price index is a very, very powerful news. It is the CPI news. If somebody tells you that today we are going to have a CPI news, it is the consumer price index we are going to have. Then, guys, someone might be asking, hey, Captain Gala, where am I going to get these news are, or how am I going to know that today we have a news? We have different sites that you will go and look at when the calendar if you have the news. The sites are, number one, sites for the news. Number one, we have the one which I always use is the forex, factoryforex.com. The second site I use is the dailyfx.com, dailyfx.com. And the third news, the third site I use is the EX or FX Street. The FX Street. The fxstreet.com. Then the fourth one, which is the last one, is the Trade Captain. TradeCaptain.com. You can always use all these sites. Captain is Captain. You can always use these sites for the news. We have the factoryforex.com. We have the dailyfx.com. We have the fxstreet.com. Then we have tradecaptain.com. Now, this is where you will get the economic calendars, and you will get what is affecting your trading today, and how am I going to handle that type of given news. Now, without wasting time, we will look at the factoryforex.com so that I can show you how it affects the market. Let us look at the factoryforex.com. Factoryforex.com. That one is this is how it looks like. Then you come here to the calendar. This one was on Monday, CHF. Now let me explain before going on. If you see these indications on red, these currencies on red, which means these are very strong news, and these ones are the news which are going to be released today, which is very strong, and they are going to affect the market. You only concentrate on these ones marked on red. Like on a Monday, we had CHF, which means all the currency pairs in the CHF. There was a CPI news on the CHF. On Tuesday, which was on a Valentine's Day on 14th, there was a strong news on NZD, which was the inflation expectation, and there was also news on GBP, and all these currency pairs on the GBP, NZD were strongly affected. There was also CPI news on USD, which was on 4:30 p.m. You have to know the time, because the news happens exactly this time which is stated. The news always happen in the specific time which is stated. Now you have to know the time. You have to concentrate on the time. Then on Wednesday, we had news on the CPI news on the GBP and the Audi, which means those currency pairs, all of them were affected. We had also news on USD on Thursday. We had news on AUD. We had news on AUD pairs na USD pairs. Then the same Thursday, yesterday we had news on CAD. Then today, which is on a Friday, we'll be having news on AUD, which means all AUD pairs will be affected. And this one is the government. It is called the RBA government law speaks. Yeah. Now, which means this one will strongly affect. This one will strongly affect the market. And you have to confirm, is the calendar conforming to your time zone? Is the calendar conforming to your time zone? You check here. The calendar with me, the calendar is conforming to my town. If it is not conforming to your time, you have to click there to change it, for you not to be affected. That one is how you analyze the news. Then we can check these pairs, because we have to know. There was news on let me say yesterday, which was on Thursday. We had news on USD at 4 p.m. We had news on USD. Let us look at that pair. Any USD pair. There was USD. There was some currency pair. There was. Well, let us use USD CHF. USD CHF. Let us check the time. The time was. This one was on Tuesday. This one was on Wednesday, Thursday, and Thursday. It was supposed to be something like 10 p.m. 10. It was 4:30 yesterday. Let us check. This one was. I think this one was where the news was. If you can see, it moved from here up to here. It moved from here. It moved from here up to here. This one was the news, because I'm using. Let us use 1 hour, 1 hour candle, so that we can. This one was on 9, and then today is on Friday, 10 let us I don't understand that analysis. Let us look at the CAD USD on this one was on Thursday. Uh, that one was 1 hour, 10 p.m. I think if you see this doji candle, which means there was news here, because as I told you, let me explain for you something here. The news, when there is news, let me explain. When there is news, comma, the market is not stable. The market is not stable, and it can run to any direction, That's why, guys, take this from me. When there is news, the market always run to any direction. Now, if you wanna trade news, you must make sure you are trading news with the stop losses. Without stop losses, don't ever trade news with the stop losses, because if you trade news without stop loss, you might blow your account. Trade news with the stop losses and take profit. When the market goes into your direction, take profit, your trade is closed. That one is how to trade news. But you can also analyze the news, and you might know that the news is going to your direction, but which is very, very hard, guys. Now what you do, there are some people who always trade news, but after analysis, proper analysis, that one is how to trade news, guys. And the news is very powerful. It can blow your account. Now, guys, that one is how to check when there is news and how to trade news. That one is all about fundamental analysis. Just check what is going to affect what, at which time. After that, it is when you enter a trade. Guys, thank you. That one was my time. The next video we are going to talk about a sentimental analysis, and that one will be the last analysis. Then we go to the indicators, forex indicators. We had talked about the moving average. Then we'll go to the next forex indicator. Thank you, guys. That one was my time.